Today, I'd like to talk about value. Value is something that is frequently spoken about. It is frequently represented through symbols. It is represented through perceived usefulness. For me, that which is of greatest value is inner peace. And when I look around human society, I see so many people who are just not in a state of inner peace. They are in a state of inner discordance. That is, that they have forces within them that are having a tug of war. And so they are unable to attain a state of bliss and inner peace. And this includes people who, my particular society in the nation known as the United States, even among those, the people who are put on a pedestal as, prime examples of what success is, you look at those people and they have no inner peace. You look at most billionaires. I mean, most billionaires have no inner peace. They may have lots of material possessions. They may have access to lots of things, but yet in their lives they still feel stress. People who are heads of state, extremely stressed out people, no inner peace. So, what is the real value of those titles, of those positions, if there is no inner peace? I remember one time I was working this soul sucking job for like a really evil company in an office in downtown Chicago. And I decided to leave work early that day because I just didn't want to be there anymore. And I went down and I just set my hammock up along the lakefront in Chicago. And I remember these three guys passed by, and one of the guys looked at me and he was just like, "That's it. That guy's figured out the meaning of life." And then, like, later on, they came back along and they were like applauding me. And then there were like people who were going to go get on, boat cruises, like those where you charter a boat and the boat takes you out or whatever. And there was this one woman, she was like, "Shit, I want to chill with him." And it's just like, when you get into that state of inner created peace, the world, the carnival can go on. You can see the carnival for what it is. You can begin to see beyond the dualities and see that reality goes beyond that. And that's the real alchemy, where you can get to a new substance, a new area of perception that brings you to a state where the storm can go on all around you, but you can bear it. I recently was going canoe camping on the Wisconsin River in Wisconsin in the Driftless area, and there was a point where we were sitting there and we were just watching some stuff on somebody's phone while grilling and just having a good time after a day of rowing and getting storms on us, and the storms actually were part of the ride for me, and I really enjoyed it. There was a point where our you know tents were suddenly about to get blown over, and I didn't feel any sort of disgust or any fear for what was happening. I simply saw this as part of the ride, part of the carnival. And during that period, I was able to function and prevent our tents from our tents from blowing over, while enjoying the experience, the adventure. And that is what I have discovered is that which is of greatest value, is just to be in a state of inner peace. What good does a title, what good do possessions make? You know, what good do they do if you do not have inner peace and you can't even enjoy them? You have people who have 20 houses. They rarely go to these houses. They're all caught up in whatever they're caught up in. And it's possible to, be a billionaire and be in a state of peace too. But what I'm just talking about is, most of them, most people who are in these positions, they're stressed out all the time because of everything that comes with that type of, position. And so sitting here right now, I feel a wealth that cannot be put into any numbers because while I know life brings its storms, I have that inner peace within me. So I hope that these words help bring peace to other people so that they can ride the storms of their lives. Because while you can sit up and you can point at what's wrong with the world, this world is actually an awesome place. And it's really, at the end of the day, it's not even the world that's really the problem in itself. It's actually the mentality of what we call modern humanity, and the propensity to repeat certain patterns. We're really, we're talking about like a mental virus program, if you really think about it. And so that's what we're really trying to exercise from ourselves. That's the demon, as people say, that is in our mind. You have to understand that you live in a society that has convinced you to desire things that you don't even actually desire. If you lived in the Amazon rainforest, you would not want any money. You would not want any fame. You would not want a car. You wouldn't want any of those things. So if you desire those things, that is a mere coincidence of the society that you live in. You never created that desire. The society created it for you and conditioned you to see it as your own. And if you do desire the things that society has programmed you, that's okay as well. Because you're here to play in this world and do the things that you came here to do. But understand that desire and fear are the same. Things that appear to be opposite are actually just different degrees of the same thing. When we live in desire, we are living in the fear of lack of something, the anxiety, the angst of the lack of something. So I think I'm going to stop right there. I think I'm going to set my hammock up and chill out. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon.